Apa nak cakap? Ni konon-konon Oprah lah ni.
Kuno lah Oprah. Okay, okay,
Wait,
okay.
Welcome back to another episode of He with Refie Redzuan. Today, Naddy Rahman opens up to He about her journey on finding love and shares the story behind the man for Naddy. Listen to find out what was it like for Naddy's relationship beginnings and the challenges she faced during the relationship. From the oddly sweet engagement proposal to planning a wedding amidst the pandemic. What really happened behind the scenes? And the dramas that took place prior to the wedding. The rest is history. Here's to a conversation truly you don't want to miss.
hi Naddy. Hello,
Hello.
congratulations on your wedding. How was your honeymoon to Europe?
Well, it's only been 2 months since
Mm-hmm.
our nikah, so everything is still ponies and
Yeah,
rainbows, and everything is
yeah,
so. It's interesting because it's a new journey, and it's basically you're sort of like building a new life,
yeah,
and you're starting something new with someone. Like you have a partner.
yes.
Uh, I must say the term for it is just different. Like, I don't know how to explain, but it's just different, but in a good
Different.
way. Yeah, so I'm excited, to start this journey with Jazeman, and at the
Mm-hmm.
same time,
Mm-hmm.
preparing myself for whatever there is
Yes.
to come. Marriage, I'm pretty sure it would be an interesting journey as well.
Yes, yes. It's
Yeah,
going to be for someone who has been married for almost 7 years. I think it would have the ups and downs. I mean, it's normal and it's
yeah.
okay to
Mm.
experience, the
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the honey and sometimes the bitterness. And but that makes
Yes,
what marriage, is.
yes,
And yeah.
correct.
Now let's go back way beyond that. What was the journey like for you in finding love in the beginning?
I must say, before I met Jasmine,
Mm-hmm,
I actually went through two serious relationships, and I think
mm-hmm,
the first one that I went through was sort of like, like a first love, and then you have the heartbreaks, and you're willing to do anything and everything for the
mm-hmm,
guy.
mm-hmm.
And then but because it's such a young love, I feel like I was still learning a lot of things, but I wasn't really aware that I was still learning,
Yes.
so, and at that point I felt like he was the one for me,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
so that's that. And then my next relationship after that was, I slowly sort of like um applied whatever I learned from the first relationship into the second one.
mm-hmm.
But sometimes that person is not your jodoh lah,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So, and
Mm-hmm,
then after that second relationship, I was actually still at a very young age, and I was going around and just I told myself, you know what, I'm not
mm-hmm,
gonna look for anything serious. I'm just
mm-hmm,
gonna enjoy myself and
mm-hmm.
just meet new people, which is normal, which is
Yeah,
fine. And
yeah.
I've met quite interesting number of people, and it was fun, but at the same time it was just, I felt like it was sort of like a waste of time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But then,
until, yeah, and at one point I kind of like stopped searching, and
mhm.
then I met Jasmine.
And then throughout the throughout the journey, I bet that was the rising up of your career too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I was actually still in uni, so I was in law school, and
Okay.
at the same time, I was also doing. I think at that time, the influencer
Yes.
world was starting to
Yes.
rise up in the industry. So I think I was probably one of the earliest ones that
Yes.
was, being out there, going to events and meeting people and making friends with all the PR companies and whatnot. And I
Mm-hmm.
was also doing part-time modeling at the same time, and I started having brands approaching me to start promoting their brands as well.
Right.
So yeah, I was actually quite busy, and at the same time I was in law school. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's quite a journey, to be
What is,
honest. And
and does the
yeah.
heartbreak for you at the time felt like it was something that, pushed you, the force behind your success?
I must
Do
say
you
yes.
think? Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
it did play a part. I felt like I just wanted to prove myself, but it's a good thing. It's all a learning process and curve for me at the time,
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
it was good. Yeah.
And as a woman, I think you are being single or not. I think you or your own are strong. Your presence enough is strong. So that I must say that to you.
Right.
And heartbreaks isn't easy. I think the first love has always been, the ones that cut the deepest. But
True.
I think many
Mm-hmm.
many years ago I was in love too,
No,
and
I'm sure
now
you know how it feels.
yes, now I'm in the marriage that I'm more. I think I'm
Mm.
more sort of stable. The jealousy is not as strong. We can ada, tapi it's manageable.
I must say, like I said, every relationship, like this ideal and like you have this berangan phase where you feel like you want everything to just be perfect in the relationship, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But ideally honest and very communicative really,
Yeah.
because I
Yes.
realized from like my previous relationship I didn't really communicate that well. One of us wasn't honest,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and because of that I wasn't happy and I was so young to like say anything about it. So I met Jasmine, like everything was so easy and I didn't really tell him what I wanted, but
Mm-hmm.
what how he acted, meaning like how communicative he was and how honest he
Mm-hmm.
was, and that made me really happy. So I just stick to it till today.
Mm.
And everything has been easy. I'm not gonna say it's 100% easy, but it's easier than my
Yes.
previous relationships. And he made it easy. So
Somehow when you meet the right
yes.
person, everything
Yeah.
just seems okay.
Yeah.
You will go through the
Yeah.
challenges. Like I said, it's easy to cope. It's easier to cope. It's easy to manage,
Betul,
to
betul.
communicate.
Yeah,
And then dia punya
yeah,
sakit sakit hati tu pun sakit hati yang boleh control.
betul. And one
It's
thing I'm
not yang
grateful about,
mm,
yeah, one thing I'm grateful about Jasmine as well is because he's also very like he likes to communicate. So macam if he macam he feels like something is not right ke apa, like he tak ada macam, some people they just like keep quiet and they don't say anything, and in the end you just
yeah.
have to like figure out like, hey, what's wrong.
Yes, yes,
Jasmine is
yes.
like he will tell you, and
Mm-hmm.
he will sort of like guide me as well. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, I think from his previous relationships he actually went through quite a lot as well. So
Mm.
when the both of us met, it's like what we wanted was the same thing, and like you said, and everything just falls into place.
Communication is something that really
Betul.
brings something forward to not just find out
Mm-hmm.
what it is actually, but to solve it, like to find
Yeah.
a resolution to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I think in you, probably yours and my previous relationship, that whenever we have a communication breakdown, and then when
Betul.
you gaduh
Betul.
and all that, I mean, it's
Yeah.
something, it's not easy to go
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Now that you met him, now that you found all that, now
Mm-hmm.
does that change? Does it your imagination, ka, whatever that was since then, has it changed? No, now
No,
you
not
find
at
Jasmine?
all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I feel like I said, at the early of the relationship, we both sort of we knew what we wanted, and it's quite
Okay.
neutral. So until today, we have remained our like principles. We have remained our understanding of what we want in the
Yeah.
relationship, and Alhamdulillah, it has led us to getting married. We were dating
Yeah.
for 6 years, and yeah, and we
Wow.
went through long
Oh.
distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so imagine like doing long distance kan, it takes a lot of communicating kan,
Yeah.
because of the time difference, and you only see him on the screen, and at the same time I was
Mm.
busy with school, he was busy with racing, with trainings and everything. Yeah, so if there sometimes macam I cannot be there, he cannot be there, like we have to tell each other like, hey, look, like I'm going to be a bit busy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be away for a few days, like it's not like I'm ignoring you, but it's because
Mm-mm.
I'm busy, but I will try to make a point, try to make a
Mm-mm.
time to
Mm-mm.
talk to you.
Yeah.
So itu pun I tak paksa, dia macam willingly,
Yeah.
and
Sound
dia
like
pun
you both
faham.
put in an effort to make time, make do of that. Kan?
Yes,
That's what
betul.
makes it work.
Yeah.
and how wonderful it was for you to be able to be in that relationship where you both are committed to it in terms of giving time to each other even though you're all are busy at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. Has that been
Mm-hmm.
something that you learn along the way? Like, that is very important for you now in the
Yes,
relationship?
because yeah, to be honest, I didn't really know like I never knew this is what I actually needed until
Mm,
I went through it, you know, macam
okay, yeah.
oh my God, like you know when I see him macam make the effort, like he's been like he was so busy with training kan, and
Mm-mm,
the races and you know, tapi no matter how tired he is, no matter how busy he is, he will try to make
mm.
a point in one day, you know, to just macam call me 5 minit pun jadilah,
Jadi,
like five
yeah,
minutes, you know.
yeah.
So it's like wow, it is very very important. So macam you know, at the same time I learned that, and I pun sometimes sometimes when I was in law school I had to do a lot of reading and studying, and you know, and
Mm,
at the same time I had my part-time work, you know, the modelings and whatnot. So
mm-hmm,
macam sometimes I terlupa tau to update him,
mm-hmm,
but because I see the example that he made macam to make time, nanti
mm-hmm,
I terus automatically macam kejap call Jasmine for like 5 minutes and
mm,
date him. You know, it's things,
mm.
it's those little things that
Things, yeah,
actually really helped, and it's
yeah.
just like and it's very like you don't feel forced. It's like you just want to do it.
And it just flows
Mm.
naturally for you. And
Yeah,
when all that
Alhamdulillah for the
happens,
both of
yeah,
us. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Okay. Now the story behind the time that we met and I was with Jazrina having lunch.
Yeah.
Did you know Jasmine already that time?
It was one of those that we met through a friend. So we have this mutual friend. Her name is Alana. I'm sure you know
Ah,
her,
yes,
right?
Alana.
Alana
Yeah,
Shah.
Tengku Alana. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was at Alana's birthday party, you know, somewhere in KL at the time, and then it was Jazrina's birthday, and you know, Alana, she's like very friendly, kan? So she's
Yes,
like, "Oh, this is
very.
my
Yeah.
friend Jazrina. It's her birthday," and at that time, I was with my ex-boyfriend. I was dating him,
Mm,
you know,
okay.
and then we took a photo of me and um Alana, and
Mm,
Jazrina was at the background.
mm-hmm,
So I had that photo and I kept it, you know.
mm,
And then when I met Jasman, the
mm-hmm.
first few people that he brought me to, you know, to introduce was Jazrina. And then
Oh,
I looked at her and I was like, I
okay,
feel like
okay.
I've met you before. Yeah. And then
Yes, yes.
Jazrina was like, yeah, you look kind of familiar. And then somehow or other, I was like, nanti lah, I figure out who she is, kan? And then I
Okay,
was going
okay.
through my phone. That's when I
Ah,
saw her photo. And I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, it's the girl that I met at the birthday party with Alana.
Uh,
So it was a small world lah, basically.
and you met
Yeah.
Jasmine at the you met Jasmine? Where did you meet him?
A funny story.
Ah,
So after I broke up with my ex too, I was like I said, remember I was going around meeting people, blah blah blah, and then
yes,
I
yeah,
stopped,
yeah,
and then I just stopped
yes,
searching. So I was going out with a bunch of friends,
yes.
and it was one of those nights lah in KL, and you know
Mm-mm.
you know hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
ramai-ramai,
Yeah.
uh and then I saw this guy, which is Jasmine. He
Mm-mm.
seemed to know everybody, meaning all my friends, but I've
Mm.
never met
Met
him.
him. Okay.
So that's when I was like, who is this
Ah,
guy?
ah, ah.
And sorry, that's my phone. And then
Dia handsome juga.
yeah, and I was like, okay, he's a cute guy.
Yeah, he's
Funny
cute.
story. So I was like, I saw him talking to all my friends. Then I asked my other friend, I was like, who's that guy? Like,
Mm,
I've never met him before. And he was like, and my friend was like, oh, that's Jasmine. Like, he's a racing
mm-mm.
driver. He's back from London.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Just for a while kot, because at the time Jasmine was under Petronas, so he has to come back to KL for meetings.
Yes, yes.
So so it was one of those trips lah yang dia kena balik. So anyway, and that same
Uh-huh.
night, and then somehow
Okay.
we caught each other's eye,
Uh-huh.
and I pun macam okay lah, just smile lah kan. And then
Mm,
his friend came up to me
mm,
instead of him,
mm.
and then And then his friend was like, hi. And then his friend introduced himself. And then I was
Uh,
like, hi. And then he's like, oh, by the way, my friend over there in the black shirt thinks
uh,
you're very pretty.
oh,
And then I was like, oh, okay. Why won't he just come up to me like,
uh,
like a man? Like, come up to me lah.
yeah,
Don't send
yeah.
other people. And then his friend was like laughing. And then I think he went straight back up to Jazeman. And then
Mm,
5 minutes later, Jazeman was seated next to me. And then he introduced himself. And oh my God,
mm,
I have never met someone who is so polite, so
yeah,
soft spoken. Like the other guys that I met before, semua macam like bias, like like something different about him. And
yes.
then he was so kind and polite and everything, tau. So I was like, okay, I'm like, I've never seen you before. And he was like, yeah, I don't live here, like I live in the UK. And that's when I
Mm-mm,
found out that he was a racing driver, blah blah blah.
mm-hmm,
And I was like, okay, so when are you going back? And he said, oh, in 3 more days.
mm-mm.
So I was like, okay, I don't think this is. I was like, okay, like it's probably one of those that you just meet. I did ask him like, I said, why did you
Uh,
send your friend? He said,
uh,
no, I was actually quite nervous. I wasn't sure what your vibe was, and I'm like, yeah,
uh,
but what's the fun in that? Maksudnya macam, oh, okay, wow.
yes, yes. Wow, wow, beautiful
Yeah,
story. Now that throughout the
yeah.
years, after 6 years or so, how did he propose eventually?
Oh my
Like,
God, do you
did
wanna
it,
this?
did it, you don't have
No,
to share it, but,
no.
okay.
Um, no, to be honest,
Uh,
because as you know, Jasmine being Jasmine, they're very
yeah,
gentle and very proper, kan?
yeah,
So we
yeah.
did. So after like 6 year, our fifth year, nak masuk six lah.
Mm,
We started talking about wanting to settle down, and then
mm,
he did tell me macam he gave a bit of hints lah. Not to say
mm,
hints, we literally talk about it, but dia
mm-hmm.
ada macam dah start nak pergi towards yang
Serious.
serious yang
Yes.
macam more serious macam rumah, and then financials, like he had plans.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. So in my head I was thinking, okay, I'm guessing it's probably getting near lah. Nak kahwin ni kan. And then he was like, okay lah. He was asking about, what do I think about, if we live somewhere here,
Mm-hmm.
living situation. So I cakap lah how I feel, and then he said, okay. And then one fine day, he just asked me, he said, oh, I'm gonna have lunch with your parents. And I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then I pun ask my parents, are you guys having lunch with Jasmine? I said, yeah, Jasmine just texted us nak bawa kita orang makan. And I
Mm-mm.
was like, okay, that's weird because he didn't invite me. So I kind of had a feeling like, oh my
Mm.
God, like, is he gonna
He's
talk to my dad? You know? But at the same time, I was like, nah, this maybe they macam just like a normal talk, I guess. I don't know. It was mixed feelings. And then
mm.
macam I texted him, dia tak reply. And then dia macam it was the time when he met my parents tu lah. And
Mm.
then after that, my parents came home.
Mm.
That's when my dad just said to me, and then he said, "Looks like you are getting married."
Looks like you're getting married. It's like, were you happy?
Yeah, I
Wow.
just looked at him. I
Wow.
was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Do you know that this
Wow.
was happening?" And I said, "Well, we talked about it, but I didn't
Mm.
realize he was gonna straight away jump into it. Like it's you
Mm.
know." And then
Mm-mm.
and then I called Jasmine. I was like, "So what? So what? What's happening? Like, is it really happening?" He said, "Yeah. Like, I decided to see your parents straight away. Ask for your hand in marriage. Ask for the blessings,
Oh.
and yeah." So he was like, "I want to marry you," and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay."
Wow. Then COVID hits.
Oh my God, you have no idea
This
what
one I want to
we
know.
went
Yeah.
through.
Okay.
Oh my goodness
Uh,
gracious, goodness God.
COVID. Okay, okay. Now let's start from after he proposed. COVID hit the world. What after? How long after that?
I think COVID hit like 2019, but we went
Mm-hmm.
into lockdown March to 2020. He asked for my dad's
Mm.
permission in around September 2020.
Oh,
And then
dude.
yeah, and then October 2020, we were still the first lockdown lifted, and then we straight away did a Marise, but it
Malaysia.
was a
Okay.
very small Marise. Basically, it was
Mm-hmm.
just my parents.
Mm.
My siblings didn't come because they had my siblings have children, kan? So because it was
Yes.
COVID, they were a bit paranoid to bring anyone. So I said it's okay. It's just merisik anyway. So
Mm,
and Jazman's mom and Jazrina and the brother came to our house,
mm,
and sarung cincin lah, basically discussed and basically
plan.
plan lah for the
Mm,
wedding. So
mm.
Jasmine and I, we wanted somewhere in July 2021. But
Yes.
then the mom did say it all depends on his racing calendar, blah blah blah. So let's just put July first, and it
Mm.
also depends on if we have another lockdown. So it was
Yeah.
quite, you know,
Challenging.
but
Yeah.
challenging. And then
Mm-mm.
at the same time, the mom wants us to also tunang lah.
Yes.
So the tunang we straight away put somewhere in January 2020. So meaning from October to January, you have like about 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alhamdulillah, we managed to proceed with tunang on
Mm-hmm.
January
Mm-hmm.
9 January,
Mm.
and then lockdown happened just
Slow
a
down.
few days after.
So I bet it was difficult to plan a lot of things like venue because you're not sure when they
Yeah.
will lift up the
Yes.
lockdown.
Yes. So basically,
Uh,
so the tunang is in January kan, and then we put
ah.
July for the nikah, but then Jasmine had
Mm,
a race, so we pushed it
mhm,
to August, and then that's when all the drama happened.
mm,
No gatherings were allowed.
mhm,
Nikah pun tak boleh proceed because
mm.
Jawi and Jais was closed. The office was closed because
Yes.
everyone was working from home, so you
Yeah.
can't do your document.
Mhm,
So because of that, it was delayed.
mm,
So tak macam mana, like we went through this whole thing. Our nikah was postponed about 3 times.
mm.
3 times. So that's
Three
when
times. That's meant.
uh
That's yeah.
a lot, yeah. 3 times, and October somehow we just pick whatever the date yang terus dapat yang boleh, because somehow like rezeki lah, we managed to secure a date,
Mhm.
and which is on the 9th of October.
So that's when you got
So
married. Yeah.
yes, but it
Yes.
was only nikah, and itu pun
Mhm.
there was a lot of drama. Like you can only nikah at the masjid, and
Mm.
only at the time only 3 people are allowed. So meaning wali,
Oh.
which is my dad, and Jazman and me in the masjid only.
So
And
you did the
then
nikah first as a small ceremony.
yes, and
Yeah.
then
Okay.
we had a phone call from Jawi stating that a week before the wedding, a
Mhm.
week before the nikah, Jawi called and said now dah boleh 7 orang.
So can you invite more people then?
Yeah, so we
Mm.
invited my mom, and then like his mom and then his brother to witness everything lah, because
Mm.
nikah kan.
Yeah,
So
nikah is important.
it's very
Yeah.
important. So
Yeah.
somehow Jasmine and I decided, like, look, it can't just be, and then you're not allowed to have a photographer and everything.
Mm.
So we straight away macam worked around. So we
Mhm.
decided to do a photo shoot session after the nikah to
Mhm.
reenact the whole
Okay.
sarung cincin for
Mm.
our memories lah, for our
Yes.
photos.
Nah.
Malam tu we did a family dinner at Four Seasons. Itu je.
Or
So
that's
basically
it.
that's it. That's it.
And
So
the photos and the videos that we see was
was it was just a reenactment. It was just a photo shoot. And our reception is all pushed to we're looking into February, inshallah.
oh, so ada reception juga.
Yes, because now
Okay.
gatherings dah boleh kan, so
Yes.
we decided to push everything, because we paid for our wedding planner, we paid for our
Mm.
like the hotels and everything,
Venue.
and
Okay.
so we have to do it lah.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
it will be a really nice one.
inshallah. I hope
Okay.
so.
Okay. Good. And when I heard all that, I think this is more than just the story behind the men for Naddy, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not just the challenges, but also the
Mm-hmm.
story, like the how you did it was, I think eventually it turned out beautifully.
Yeah.
Kan?
And not many people know about, like, the nikah happening at that date, because everyone knew we were
Mm,
getting married, but they weren't sure.
yes.
They were like, "Are you guys okay? Like, with the
Mm-mm.
whole lockdown, like, when are you
Mm-mm.
guys getting married?" And we're like, "Tak tahu lah, tak tahu lah." And then tiba-tiba
Mm-mm.
dah nikah.
Yelah,
Yeah,
sebab
so yeah.
nak tunggu bila, I mean, how long can you wait? Because you don't know
Yeah.
when they're gonna live
Yeah.
up, kan?
Yeah, and then I
So
think one of the reasons why that we decided to just go on with it walaupun nikah je kan, is
yes.
because basically my parents this year both they my mom was is diagnosed with cancer
Okay.
recently,
Okay.
and my dad he went into a stroke as
Mm-hmm.
well a
Mm-hmm.
few months after my mom was diagnosed. So I was busy
Mm-hmm.
taking care of them
Yes.
with my siblings and at the same time trying to plan my wedding. So
Mm-hmm.
Jazwan was like, you know what, Yang, like let's just nikah dulu, settle to, do what we
Mm-mm.
can first. The whole reception, whatever, we will do our best, but let's not do it now. Like just settlekan benda yang penting dulu.
Betul.
So that's what we did. So hence
Mhm.
why we're doing the nikah separately with the
Yes.
reception.
Yes. I think you made
Yeah.
a wise decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They get all
Yeah.
that done because and then because not help your parents, it's easier to have Jasmine being married to you too.
Betul.
Can
Yeah.
you're not
Yes.
alone anymore, you know?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then if
Yes.
anything were to happen, I hope that your parents are okay. At least that has happened.
Yeah, alhamdulillah
Kan?
macam yeah,
Alhamdulillah. Oh,
alhamdulillah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
alhamdulillah.
good to know. Despite all you just told me about Jasmine, like say maybe three words you can say why is he the man for Naddy?
Three words.
Yeah, three words or a sentence, however you may put it in your own
um,
authentic way. Yeah.
he is very kind and generous,
Okay.
and he is also extremely caring,
Mm-hmm.
and um, there's a word for him that I always he is very annoying. He is very
It's
annoying
okay.
though,
It's okay.
but
But that makes it more interesting. Like I am
yeah.
annoying. I am so annoying to my wife. Get sick of me sometimes because I'm more of a woman than she is.
Oh my god.
I'm annoying. I be sing. I be macam tu. But that's what makes our relationship. So I guess when you say it's annoying, that what makes the man for you. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
despite him being, and he can be very strict as well because he,
Yeah.
like I said, he's very proper kan.
Apa?
So
Yeah. Yeah.
macam adalah dia punya annoying dia tu, but then when it
Mm-mm.
comes to like life situations or
Mm-hmm.
everything about family and stuff, he is just there, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a problem solver because
Yeah.
I kuat nangis. I cry all the time, okay? I
Give me
macam
five. Uh,
like kan, like if there's any
mm,
problem I will
mm,
cry, and then I'll
mm,
just like I can't do this, and he's like no, like you cannot cry, you can cry
mm.
but you need to solve it at the same time. So he's just
Yeah.
there to
Yeah.
remind me, and so in
Yeah.
that sense like he's a problem solver lah.
Yes.
But other than that, he's just like super caring,
And
kind,
it
and
and it
just really
sounds
generous.
it sounds to me like he's also present.
Yes,
Like he doesn't
very,
just leave you there, you know? Family
very,
man, very family man, from what I
very,
heard, kan?
very,
And
very.
and good to know that, Nadi. Now, what hope and wish do you have for other, girls and boys who are, still single, looking for love? I mean, what can you tell them?
I would, from my experience, I would
Yeah.
say the best and amazing love is usually the unexpected ones,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, like I didn't search for anyone, I didn't look for anyone,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly, God was just on my side, and
Yeah.
he will bring someone to you. You will cross path with someone, and you
Mm-hmm.
will somehow or rather know that this could be the one for you.
Mm-hmm.
And just don't give up. Like if you don't meet anyone now, is probably just, you just have to, not to say wait, but like he will come,
He will come.
basically. So
Yes. Yes.
jangan, don't give up, because I do have friends yang macam, oh my god, when am I getting married, like it's because they are searching, and the more they do that, the more they get disappointed. So it's just like
That's
let it
true.
flow, because
Yeah.
yeah. And don't ever like give up, and just banyak
Yeah.
berdoa, and just say like,
Yeah.
let's just bring me someone that who's just meant for me, and
Mm-hmm.
inshallah, like Allah will just grant
Alada.
your wish.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
And I've been there, done that. And I want to add here that I think be your authentic self. Be
Betul.
be who you are, be who you truly are, because you know me in my past, and then finding my wife,
Yeah.
it's a whole new journey for me. And it it falls into place. I think by just being yourself, you will find
Betul.
someone that would, be a match made in heaven for you.
Betul.
And
Yeah.
and still for me, if they're still single, they choose to be single, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
It's
And
not the end of the
the
world.
end of the
Betul.
world. Yeah.
Betul.
And
Betul.
just, hopefully that I know it's easier said than done, but but we have to, say, what do you call that? Stay wishful, hopeful, and
Yes.
hope that it all turns out
Hopeful.
well. Yeah.
Betul. I
Well,
agree.
thank you, Naddy. Thank you
Thank you
so much.
so much.
Thanks for listening to He with Refie Redzuan podcast. New episode airs every Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow He Podcast on Instagram for all the updates and behind the scenes. Please subscribe, rate, review, and comment. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Refie Redzuan.